Al Hunt, you ran as an independent in Dunleary, in the Dunleary constituency. You failed to get elected, nowhere near being elected. What are you doing running now?
Well, one of the reasons that I ran, actually, in the general election was that for the last decade I've been working as a journalist, as you know, and I've been interviewing people who have suffered hugely, particularly in the last 7 years. We've had 5 regressive budgets in a row, and we've had a huge increase in inequality, which is really, really bad, not just for those at the bottom of the scale, but those in the middle and at the top. So I'm trying to work and campaign to minimise inequality, not just in that, but also gender inequality. I've also been talking so much about the lack of women in Leinster House, so that's another reason I decided to run. And also, I very much have a problem with the whip system and the way that some very good politicians who are good people will actually vote against what they believe because they're whipped into. We see it at the moment where there are parties and they're playing a political game instead of doing what is best for the people, which is why I'm very much an independent, and I'm running as an independent in the Seanad.
Yes, I want to go to the women candidates as much as I can now, who haven't previously spoken. Go on.
To come to the women candidates, and as I said, this is one of the reasons that I would be running for election, and especially because I think that caring for families, caring for children begins, you know, when the woman is pregnant, and I do think that men should be entitled to more paternity leave than they have now. They're hopefully bringing in 2 weeks, and it starts from there. I think one of the reasons why we have the most expensive childcare in the OECD is because there aren't enough women policy makers in both the Dáil and the Seanad, and that really, really needs to change. With regard to the schools and access to schools, I never thought I would be called a member of the liberal elite, but thank you very much. I'm sure my dad, who was a plumber, would be only delighted. But my children, not being Christian, have had huge problems getting places in schools and feel very discriminated against. Yes, it is, but the reason that it occurs, Ronan, and we've had this argument before, the reason it occurs is because the Catholic Church refuse to divest their schools that they have been in control of for years, schools where religion is taught. So that has to change. So I'm very much in favour of a quote with that.
Laura, yeah.
To change.